1977, Bill Murray has embodied a very particular type of comedy that can best be described as ironic and coolly distant.
I don't worry about anything.
Over the years, Murray has curiously transcended the label of that goofy dude in movies to essentially that of a comedy legend.
Who's Bill Murray?
I mean, that's like asking who Gandhi is.
Last year, the New York Times ran a piece exploring Murray's peculiar ascent from the status of comedian to the level of a secular saint.
I'm a god.
Apparently, the amount of pop culture paraphernalia dedicated to Murray rivals that of James Dean, Marilyn Monroe, and Albert Einstein. There is definitely a particular irony to Murray's existence. He has a cameo in Parks and Rec where he plays a corpse, which is only funny because it's Bill Murray. The entire plot of Osmosis Jones takes place inside Bill Murray's body, which seems like the producers telling us, hey, isn't this funny how they're inside Bill Murray? And for some reason, he has a cameo in Space Jam where he plays himself.
Producer's a friend of mine, just had a Teamster come and drop me off.
So what's the deal with this guy? Is this just cult of personality run amok? Or is there something more going on here? Welcome to this Wisecrack edition on the philosophy of Bill Murray. Have you ever noticed how, in many Bill Murray movies, he doesn't seem to be taking the plot seriously?
Real wrath of God type stuff. Exactly. Fire and brimstone coming down from the skies.
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
He stands slightly at a distance from everything, enabling him to maintain a dryly humorous commentary about what's going on around him.
What the hell kind of clown are you?
The crying on the inside count, I guess. Why worry? Each of us is wearing an unlicensed nuclear accelerator on his back.
Murray is perpetually sarcastic, even during otherwise dramatic moments, so much so that he often verges on or outright breaks the reality of the scene. Murray just doesn't give a fuck. It's kinda his thing. It's as if his very presence is licensed to deflate the stakes of an otherwise dramatic moment.
Congratulations, you're a father.
When his ship is boarded by bloodthirsty pirates in The Life Aquatic, Murray inexplicably goes Rambo and takes back the boat, despite the fact that his character is not a badass at all. The entire premise of The Man Who Knew Too Little is essentially Murray playing a man who has no personal stake in the plot surrounding him, because he literally believes it is the world's most convincing game of improv.
Relax, we're actors.
This kind of detached comedic irony isn't new, nor is it unique to Murray. For one thing, it's a staple of American comedy dating back at least to the vaudeville days. In Marx Brothers movies, for instance, the stories were merely there to provide some sort of skeletal structure for the jokes, and Groucho would frequently break the fourth wall.
Pardon me while I have a strange interlude. This would be a better world for children if the parents had to eat the spinach.
In fact, this ironic, detached kind of comedy goes back to 500 years before the Marx Brothers. Japanese playwright and philosopher Zeami Motokyo trained actors to conceal their intentions as they acted, even from themselves. Much later, German playwright Bertolt Brecht, having been influenced by Japanese theater, trained his actors to develop a style where everything on stage was acted out in quotation marks, so that every line is divorced from its intended dramatic weight. He wanted to make sure that neither his actors nor the audience fully identified with the characters on stage. The purpose of this was to inspire the audience to break free of conventional thinking and bring them a new experience, to make them think again. Over the last few years, Bill Murray has been making headlines for crashing parties, photobombing, and randomly popping up in people's lives. In June of 2014, he turned up at the pre-wedding photo shoot for a couple he'd never even met. In 2011, he turned up at Karaoke 17 in New York and joined the party of some rando. He served as a bartender at South by Southwest 2010 for no apparent reason, and perhaps best of all, in 2009, he turned up at the construction site for New York City's new Poets House to read a poem and dole out some advice. For a big celebrity, he's also notoriously hard to get a hold of. He doesn't have an agent and forces producers to contact him through a 1-800 hotline he checks only a few times a year. Just what is Murray up to?
What the hell are you doing?
I have no idea.
Why does he spend his time doing stunts like this instead of filling yachts with models and absconding to European villas like other celebrities? One explanation might be Murray's relationship to the Sufi mystic G.I. Gurdjieff. According to the late Harold Ramis, Murray was a student of Gurdjieff, a kind of guru who used to act really irrationally to his students, almost as if trying to teach them object lessons. Gurdjieff, like most mystics, aimed at freeing the minds of men from illusion, or waking people up to the reality of their own freedom. He was a teacher of some something he called the fourth way to enlightenment, or alternatively, the way of the sly man. The sly man doesn't have to hide himself away in a monastery or practice abstinence or asceticism, but can find the truth in everyday life. The first step in Gurdjieff's method is to divide your attention. You have to become aware of both the external world and your own inner state, and then you have to refuse to get caught up in either world. The purpose of this separation is to take control over your own behavior and reactions. The sly man creates distance between the world, the self, and the self that is observing everything.
It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter.
What makes Murray unique is that he turns the usual American style of comedic irony against itself, or against himself. The result is a bit mystifying. Irony traditionally means that the character's words or actions are clear to the audience, but unknown to the character. Murray takes this a step further. He gives us ironic performances wherein his characters are unaware of the meaning of their own activity, but we know that Bill Murray knows. In Ghostbusters, for instance, when the woman he loves transforms into a demon, his reaction is not what one would expect.
Okay, so she's a dog.
The fact that it seems outlandish for his character to react with such nonchalance is exactly the point. The audience identifies not with Bill Murray's character, but with Bill Murray, who distances himself from the stakes of the narrative. In 1993's Groundhog Day, this ironic distance and self-awareness becomes his whole character arc. Through each repetition, Murray's character becomes more aware, first of his surroundings, then of other people, until he's finally able to achieve some distance from himself and his selfishness, and can accept love and find some peace in the small town of Puxatawny.
Anything different is good.
So what do you think? Is a sarcastic approach to daily life the way to go?
So do you have any regrets?
Garfield, maybe?
Is Bill Murray's whole career an intervention, an attempt to wake people up to some kind of enlightenment?
I'd like to be more consistently here, really in it, really alive.
Or is it all a joke? Let us know what you think in the comments. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like what we do, then make it Suntory time by clicking here, where you'll be taken to our channel page to watch more videos and subscribe. We have a ton of new videos coming, including breakdowns of Daredevil, Star Trek, Fight Club, and more. You won't want to miss them. Also, if you've got a spare minute, click here to check out our Patreon page. Every patron helps us keep making great videos for y'all. The link is below in the description. And if you're looking for more great content, I want to recommend another channel to you, The Film Theorist. The channel is run by our good friend Matt Pat, who you might know from one of the thousands of other things he does. I mean, seriously, does this guy even sleep? The Film Theorists are making great, mind-blowing videos week after week exploring your favorite movies and TV shows with thought-provoking theories and scientific breakdowns. Sorta related to Bill Murray, they have a video coming up on Ghostbusters. Matt Pat and team explore the theory that the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man can definitely kill you, but not in the way you might think. So click here to check out their channel page, subscribe when you're there, and let them know that Wisecrack sent you. Alright, time for me to go. I've got a Daredevil video to work on. Catch y'all next time. Peace.